Have you ever wanted to know what's inside the vault at NFL Films? Well, I've got the keys, and I'm going to let you in. Join me, Andrea Kramer, for a new podcast featuring raw, unedited conversations between the legendary former head of NFL Films, Steve Sable, and some of the greatest figures in NFL history. Listen to NFL Films Tales from the Vault on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Does your inner monologue ever sound like, ugh, I'm never going to be good enough or thin enough, or I'm too old to start something new? I'm Jess Wiener, cultural expert and the host of Dominant Stories.
Those are all lies designed by culture and negative forces to keep you small.
Listen to Dominant Stories with me, Jess Wiener, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello and welcome to episode 453 of the VSiN Market Insights Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Applebaum. I just got one question for you guys. Anybody know what day is it today? What day is it? It's hump day, baby. It's Dickie V day, baby. Dickie V's here. Just trying to tell you guys we got a big day of sweats and college hoops, baby. I think Josh might have a different way to approach college basketball today. Looking forward to it, guys. Diaper dandy, baby. Hope I don't get to a fender bender. Dickie, thank you, my man. Appreciate the intro. And yes, it is true because I feel like college basketball has been a tough slog here to start. And really the reason is sticking to a lot of these totals. They've been very, very erratic here. So I think if you keep grinding the totals, you keep grinding the unders, it's going to turn. I've seen this before. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to transition a little bit to some more spreads, to some more money lines in particular. And I just want to give you a little taste today because I got 14 plays in college basketball, a huge slate, 40-plus games today. But in particular, we have a lot of dog-to-fave line moves, and we also have quite a few kind of Ken Pom edge numbers where if we go money line, he's got a team, winning by 2 and they're -4. We go money line. We got some of those plays today, so get ready. Big day in college hoops. Got 5 in the NBA. Couple different spots here to talk about in the NBA. Last night was annoying. Both of our overs went under. And the one that really annoyed me was the Nets over because, of course, the Nets star players just get down big and don't even play the fourth quarter. They scored like 3 points in the fourth quarter, so I was a little salty about that. But really, guys, last night, so overall last night, what do we have? I think we had, let me find it, 12 and 10. Minus 0.43 units. So again, it's just a tough slog here. But the bright side, aside from a little bit down here, once again with college basketball, it's tough to get some traction here early in the year. But college football got our windy under with Emu under 66 and cashed by the skin of our teeth. Hopefully you guys had 57.5 with that Toledo game. Landed right on 58. So 2-1 in college football. Hint, hint. I got 2 windy unders today, and I got 2 plays on the spread, so stay tuned for that. We got some more Maction tonight. And really our saving grace last night was a good night of hockey. 4-1 overall. Got the Rangers, got Florida, got Dallas, got Carolina. The only one we missed was Minnesota. And that system that we love, that home favorites off a win, opponents off a loss, went, I think, either 2-1 or 3-1. So good night with college football, good night with NHL, not so good on the hardwood in both pro and college. So we're going to keep grinding and always striving to knock on the door, and then hopefully break through. So ton to get to today, guys. I'll tell you why I'm a little bit salty before we do our housekeeping, as always, and then dive right into our slate, because I'm really excited to talk college football, and I think if I wait any longer, these totals are going to keep falling, and I want you to get a good number with these windy unders. But anyway, guys, I'm a little salty today. I'll tell you why. One of my buddies, Mike Mutnansky, he's a talk show radio host in Boston. He's a big bettor. We've talked games before. He's got a show called Mutt at Night in the New England area. But my buddy Mutt tweeted this, and all I could do was just shake my head and just laugh almost. But this was Mutt's tweet today. With the 2021 formal legislative session set to close tomorrow, November 17th, which is today, here in Massachusetts, I'm told there's, quote, nothing as far as last-minute buzz or push for sports betting legalization in Massachusetts. And then Mutt adds, as New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island all cash in, the wait continues in Mass, likely on to 2022. So just unbelievable here. Again, my home state, I love my state. live and die with, Bruins, Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox. But it's just ridiculous here that we're getting every state bordering us legalizing betting, but Massachusetts continues to kick the can down the road. Like, hello, PASPA was overturned in 2018. It's been 4 years. I think everything you need to do in terms of research and finding what other states do right, do wrong, I think you've had enough time to kind of understand what's going on here. But the lawmakers are still arguing over whether or not to allow betting on college football and college basketball. So just a little annoying here, but again, kick it to 2022. It's going to happen eventually, but all I could do was laugh. I don't even get mad anymore. I almost expect them not to come to an agreement. So when the day actually comes, wake me up. You know that Green Day song, Wake Me Up When September Ends? Wake me up when Mass legalizes betting. But of course, we got to wait another year here. So what are you going to do? But anyway, guys, I'm excited for the slate today. I see a lot of good angles on the board. I'm excited to jump in the arena and grind with you guys today. But first off, as we always do, housekeeping. And I want to remind you, too, I have a bet on a game that I just put in this morning in the NFL that I think you're going to get the best number on. So stay tuned for that little early NFL preview. And then I'm also going to have some windy unders, not only today, because both of them match, but 3 this weekend that I also bet for college football. So a lot jam-packed into today's pod. And we got one NHL play as well on a home favorite, but stay tuned for who it is. Anyway, guys, housekeeping as always. If you haven't done it yet, sign up for the VSiN newsletter. Go to vsin.com/newsletter, put in your email, then every single day you'll wake up to what's going on in the sports betting market and specifically what's going on at VSiN. We have promos for legal sports books. Take advantage. They want your service. You want to shop for the best line. We have a rundown of all the shows that day. Me and my guy Mike Pritch will be back at it today, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope you tune in. Stream live, vsin.com or on the iHeartRadio app. You also get Dave Tooley's ATS report. You get my market insights column every day, giving you sharp reports. If you read the sharp report this morning, you probably beat the closing line here with these totals tonight. So it's the importance of kind of thinking about betting, get your brain churning, get those wheels and gears going, thinking about betting each day with the newsletter. You also get not Dave Tooley's ATS report, but you'll get Andy McNeil, his daily NHL column. You'll get JVT's daily NBA column. Just great helpful links guiding in the right direction, thinking about betting each day. That's free, vsin.com/newsletter. Then, of course, if you want to take advantage and become a VSiN All Access member, that's really where you get everything that we offer, and it's really a ton of great stuff. You'll get every Point Spread Weekly magazine. New one came out today. Can't wait to get down and look at Gamble and Lose biting breakdowns for this weekend. And then you'll also get not only every PSW, which also gives you every best bet, power rating, stat splits, articles, everything you need for all the different sports geared toward that particular week. But also the afternoon best bet emails, letting you know best bet picks from all the guests and the hosts. And then you'll also get 20% off the store, get hats, get merch. I saw today there's a new shirt in the store. It's pretty cool. It's called it says Jackpot Baby, and it's a picture of or 3 Brent Musburger heads there with VSiN. So it's pretty cool. And right now you'll get a $20 credit to the VSiN store when you sign up for our mid-season all access special. It's only $99. So take advantage, vsin.com/subscribe. And then of course you'll get all of our betting guides, everything behind the paywall at VSiN, and really what you guys are getting so sharp at, and everyone keeps asking me. This is probably the most asked question I get on Twitter recently. Where do you get those low bets, higher dollar splits for the ticket count? So they come from BetMGM and DraftKings, and you will get them all included with a VSiN All Access membership. So you can do a 10-day free trial. If you like it, you can let it renew and go monthly. If you want to save some money, you can get an annual discount, or you just cancel before the 10 days are up, and you will not be charged. No hard feelings. But of course, I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to enjoy it. And if you are listening to this pod, you care about betting, you want to get better at betting, and that's where getting accurate, reliable data and good advice comes from. Again, VSiN will never tell you this is a lock, this is a guarantee. Anyone who does tell you that is wrong. What we are going to do is present all the data, all the info, and all the advice and recommendations, and let you try to make the smartest bet that you can make. So it's vsin.com/subscribe. Then, of course, get on Twitter. Twitter is huge, not for posting pictures of your dog, even though I'm sure your dog is very cute, and I am right now in a debate with my fiance about getting a dog this spring. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, a rescue dog or a dog from the pound. She keeps asking, "What kind of dog can we get?" She wants to get a hot dog because her parents have hot dogs at home, and I want to get some dog at the pound that we look at in the eye, and we make eye contact and we say, "This is the one." So I don't know what that dog will be, but anyway, I don't know why I'm going on a tangent like that. My point is, with Twitter, it's not about posting a picture of your dog or your kid or your meal or looking all fly. Again, people do that. But with Twitter in betting, it's for getting information immediately in real time. So getting breaking news, breaking injuries, load management guys in the NBA being out. You can jump on a number before it moves, or starting goalies. We went through baseball with starting pitchers, especially with college and college basketball and college football. Following local beat reporters, those school newspaper writers. I was the sports betting, sorry, that was slip of the tongue. I was the sports editor at UVM for 4 years on the Vermont Cynic, so I can tell you, this was kind of before Twitter, it was 2005 to 2009, but I can tell you, you get some inside sources from the kids who are there on campus, so it can really benefit us with guys being out or things going on. So long story short, get on Twitter, follow at VSiN the mothership, and make sure you follow me at Josh_insights. And you can always DM me, ask me questions, comments, suggestions. You can always email me as well, josh@vsin.com. So with that being said, guys, let's start off with some college football, because I am really digging the board in college tonight. Sometimes in college, you got to kind of like go back and forth. Nothing jumps out to you. Both of these games tonight in Maction, the total and the spread completely jumped out to me. So again, it doesn't mean they're all going to win. It doesn't mean, you could go 0-4, you could go 4-0. I mean, it's just an indication of, hey, when you see the board clearly, you kind of feel confident going into it. Again, it's no guarantee you're going to win these plays, but it just seems pretty obvious to me, the sharp plays here tonight. So take that for what it's worth. But I will tell you right now, guys, I'm not a guy who loves having both a spread or a money line and a total on the same game, because I feel like if I do a good job and win one, but I lose the other, then I lose the juice. I could walk a tightrope and win both, hopefully, or the worst part is when you have a play on the side and the total and you get them both wrong. So again, I don't love having multiple sweats and then like rooting for one team to score because I have them on the spread, but then saying don't score because I have the under. So you got to be kind of emotionally prepared, mentally prepared if you're going to do this with me tonight. So I have a play on both the side and the total in both games tonight. So let's start with Central Michigan and Ball State. This is a 7 o'clock game. Both games center 7 o'clock. But what's interesting here, trending in opposite directions. So Central Michigan, 6-4 straight up, 5-5 ATS. They've won 2 straight. They're 4-1 over their last 5. They just crushed Kent State 54-30. Easily covered the 2.5 as a home favorite. Flip side, Ball State, they've lost a couple here. They've struggled. They've lost 2 of their last 3. They fell to Northern Illinois 30-29. They lost as a 3-point home favorite there straight up. I remember that, luckily, because I was on the under there. I think it was under 59.5, cashed by the skin of your teeth. But really, guys, this is a dog-to-fave sharp play for Central Michigan. I'm on Central Michigan on the money line, and I'll tell you why I like this play. Number one, Ball State actually opened as a 2.5-point favorite. And we've seen this line completely flip to now Central Michigan as a 2.5-point favorite. So this is that classic dog-to-fave line move. Again, if you're flipping and hopping the fence, it takes a lot of respected money to do that. So I am not going to lay 2.5 here, have them win by 1, win by 2, and me lose a 2.5. Again, I hope Central Michigan rolls here. They're playing better. I think they're the better team. But because, it opened at such a short number to start, I'm going money line here. So my play on this one is going Central Michigan money line. I got a -135. That's a dog to fave line move. And I think, what you're banking on here is Central Michigan's offense. Both teams are kind of the same defensively. Central Michigan giving up 28.7 points a game. Ball State giving up 27.8. So they're both giving up like 28 a game. But Central Michigan's averaging 33 points a game. Ball State is averaging like 25. So I think the offense of Central Michigan is what's going to pace them here, hopefully, and boost them to this win. So this is a dog to fave sharp line move on Central Michigan. I am on Central Michigan on the money line, -135. Now, I told you I had 2 plays on both games here. My other play, Windy under. Run it back. We got our Emu Windy under last night, and I'm going Central Michigan under tonight. The total open at 62. It's been bet all the way down to 57.5. So if you read the newsletter last night, or this morning, you may have gotten a 59. I think it was 59 when I wrote it, 60 or 59, something like that. But you got a lot of wind here with Ball State. 18 to 20 miles an hour of wind, and it could be rainy as well. So it's going to be rainy, it's going to be gross, it's going to be windy. It's like 60 degrees, it's not that cold, but a ton of under money flowing in here, guys. And our under system match, which cashed last night with that Emu under, is when you have, let me see, let me fire it up here. When you have, let me see, where is this one? Why can't I find it anymore? Windy unders, oh, here it is. 10 miles an hour or more, and the total falls. So it's got to fall at least a half point. So it's windy. And again, the whole point of these windy unders, guys, is it's harder to throw the ball. You're going to have missed kicks. You're going to run it. You're going to chew up the clock more, and you're going to benefit unders. just in general. But when it's 10 miles an hour or more and the total falls at least a half point, guess what? The under this year is 42-23, 65%. So shop around. If you try to find 57.5 with the hook if you can. I know you're not getting the best of it, but this is a windy under play for me. I am on windy under 57.5, and I am on Central Michigan on the money line. Wouldn't it be nice if we got a 24-20 Central Michigan win? That would be awesome. Second game, Northern Illinois and Buffalo. This is a wheelhouse play for me on Buffalo. I'll tell you why. Northern Illinois is 7-3. They're 6-3-1 ATS. Buffalo is 4-6, 3-6-1 ATS. So you have basically Northern Illinois 6-1 over their last 7, and on the flip side, Buffalo has lost 2 straight. In their last game that they lost, they're a 7-point road dog. They lose 45-18. So you got a 7-3 team and a 4-6 team. Who do you think the public's on tonight? 7-3 Northern Illinois. They're getting almost 75% of bets across the market. They're a big public play tonight. And guess what? They open -2.5 right off the bat. Why is Northern Illinois only laying 2.5? If they're 7-3, Buffalo's 4-6. If NIU is 6-1 their last 7 and Buffalo's lost a couple and just got blown out, why is it only 2.5? That was already an indication to me that it line's a little bit fishy. But guess what? This is great. This is kind of like the 49ers there on Monday night. Northern Illinois is getting a ton of betting, really popular play. They open -2.5. They're down to -1.5. I love this, guys. This is a reverse line move. You look up in the dictionary, you're going to find a picture of Buffalo with a reverse line move, RLM on their helmet. +2.5 down to +1.5. Why is the line going to Buffalo if everyone is betting Northern Illinois? Tells me you got some sharp money here coming in on Buffalo. One system match I like, home conference dogs, where the line either stays the same or moves in their favor. 43-31 this year, ATS 58%. So give me a fishy Buffalo spot here. I took +1.5 with Buffalo. And again, I got plays on both sides of these games, guys. Another windy under, a blueprint windy under play. This game opened at 64 on the total. It is now down to 60, and I see some books even down 59.5. So this thing is tumbling. I would at least try to get a 59.5. You may get I don't know if you can find a 60. I see maybe 2 square books that are still at 60. But this is a no rain, but it's going to be cooler, like in the 50s, and you have about 15 miles an hour of wind. So I like this under play here. And again, that's your 10 mile an hour under, or 10 mile an hour wind, and the total falls at least a half point, 65% this year. So I'm on Central Michigan money line, win the damn game. I'm on under 57.5. And then I'm on Buffalo +1.5 and another windy under 59.5. That's what I got. So maybe you can find a 60 there. Now I wanted to just quickly mention there are a couple other system matches this week to windy unders. So I think with these windy unders, you got to identify them a few days ahead of time. That way you can get a better number. But one that jumped out to me here, Purdue Northwestern. This is a noon game on Saturday. Total open 48.5. It's down to 47.5. I jumped on the under 47.5 because, again, this is your windy under, 10 mile an hour more, and the line falls 65%. And that Purdue Northwestern game is supposed to have winds about 15 to 17 miles an hour. So that's your next windy under. The next one for me, let me just find it, was TCU windy under. So there are 3 more windy unders this weekend if you want to jump on them early. Kansas TCU. Total open 66.5. It's down to 64.5. So you got some under money coming in. And we have about 15 to 18 mile an hour winds at TCU. Then the other one was North Texas and FIU. Let me just find it real quick. So it's a 7 o'clock game, prime time on Saturday. Total open 59.5. It's down to 58, 57.5 even. And that Florida International wind is going to be about more like 15 miles an hour as well. So those are your 3 15 mile an hour windy unders that fall. And here's the thing, guys. The system with windy unders, to me, you got to have the element of the line falling, because if it's windy and yet the line's rising, then it kind of tells you that sharps who maybe have capped this game, they know the weather and they don't care about it, and they're still hitting the over. I want a windy under system match that has money going under, a sign of respected money. That's kind of the best of both worlds there. So again, 2 windy unders tonight, and your windy unders this weekend, your top ones would be Kansas TCU under 64.5, Northwestern Purdue under 47.5, and North Texas FIU under 57.5. Those would be your matches for this weekend. Real quick, before we go to a break, I just wanted to fit in NHL. There's only one NHL game tonight that caught my eye. Had a good night in NHL last night. A nice 4-1. I feel like last year we had like so many 4-1 nights. It's been a tough slog this year, but a good 4-1 night last night. My one play tonight, guys, I'm going to hopefully release the Kraken. Let's go Kraken, baby. Kraken at home, Seattle against Chicago. Number one, Seattle has a line move. They open around -140. They've been steamed up to around -145, -150. So line move towards Seattle. You also get these home favorites this year. Been doing great, 63%, about a 4% ROI. We also match home conference favorites. They've been even better, 66 and 33, 67%. This one's only 54% this year, but it was 59% last year. Favored off a loss versus opponent off a win. It's kind of different than that system that we're loving that was really good last night, that home fave off a win, opponent off a loss. But then favored off a loss, only 55% this year, 62% last year. But give me Seattle here. I'm going to lay it with the Kraken. Let's release the Kraken. And one thing I like is Chicago. Betting against Chicago as a dog and on the road. The Blackhawks are only 1-9 as a dog, and they're 0-5-1 on the road. Let's go Kraken. Release the Kraken. There you have it, guys. Start off the pod recapping yesterday, talking college football. A bunch of plays for tonight, windy unders hopefully, and some sharp line moves, and then a little bit of NHL. But don't go anywhere. When we get back, we got to talk NBA. We got to talk college basketball. I'm going to tell you my kind of semi-new approach to college hoops. And then also, I'm going to tell you an NFL bet for Week 11 that I just bet this morning because I think you're getting the best of the number, and I think it's only going to get worse. Stay tuned for that. When we return, again, talking hoops, both pro and college, and an early NFL bet for Week 11 on episode 453. A little Wednesday edition of the VSiN Market Insights podcast with me, your buddy, your host, the guy you grind and sweat the ups and downs of the betting market with, and just keep knocking at the door until you break through, your buddy, Josh Applebaum. Stick with us, guys. We will be right back.
Good afternoon. Would you like to try a free sample of our double fudge brownie?
Oh, sure. That's very good. I'll just take one more, just to be sure. Yep, still very good.
Some things never change. Like never being able to take just one free sample. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Is that macadamia nut I taste? Let me take one more.
Sir?
Yeah, I thought so.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
I want to get back to being in my community group.
I want to continue having a soccer season.
So I can throw parties again.
So I can go to her parties.
It'd really be nice to dine in instead of getting delivery for a change.
So I can feel safe and protected for myself and my students.
We each have our own reason for why we're getting vaccinated against COVID-19. What will yours be? Visit getvaccineanswers.org for information on the COVID-19 vaccines. It's up to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
All right, everyone, we are back at it after looking at last night, 12 and 10. What did I say? Minus 0.46 units, something like that. Just feeling like we got to keep grinding, keep knocking at the door here. Hopefully break through tonight. But really last night it was college football and NHL pretty good, and then hoops not as good. So anytime, I do well in a sport, I'm excited to bet it again the next day because I feel like I got my finger on the pulse. Anytime I have a rough day where like both my overs don't hit or, college hoops is up and down, it gets me more motivated to try to put in more work and figure out what I got right, what I got wrong on a bad night, and hopefully apply it to the next day. So, guys, jumping into a little bit of NBA. I got 5 plays in the NBA. So the first one that caught my eye, I'm going to, and again, I'm going to put myself through the torture of this, but I'm going to go over Indiana Pacers, Detroit Pistons over 205.5. I can't take the under. I'll admit some of these plays feel like they've been sailing under anyway, but the total opened at 210.5 and it's down to 205.5. Can I possibly take the under 205.5 right now after I've lost 5 points of value? It could land on a 101-97 game. I hope it doesn't. But guys, I got to stay true to this. I've been playing it. It hasn't really been giving me the results that I want, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to bottom mark this total. I'm going to go over 205.5 in the Indiana Pacers game. A couple things I like about this. Both teams are top 15 in terms of pace, and Detroit is 24th in defensive efficiency, one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. And you also have a couple good over refs. Michael Smith and James Capers are all between 52 and 55% to the over. So hopefully we get some points here. Let's see if we can get at least 50 points a quarter and see if we can go over this number, over 205.5. I'm going to low water mark that dip there. Next one for me, this is a spread play. I'm going to take a shot on, excuse me, over half sneeze just cashed. I'm going to take a shot on the Wizards. Wizards on the road at the Charlotte Hornets. Bradley Beal back and ready to go here. But what jumped out to me is just consistent line movement toward the Wizards, even though the public is really riding the Charlotte Hornets at home here. Charlotte Hornets have won 3 straight, but the Wizards have won a bunch straight. Wizards are 10-3. Did anyone realize Wizards are 10-3? That's kind of crazy. But anyway, this line open, Charlotte Hornets laying 2 or 2.5. The line is now down to 1, or it looks like it may even be trending toward a pick'em. So pretty consistent movement there toward Washington. I think, to me, it's just a sharp reverse line move value play. Again, if majority's on Charlotte, why is the line dropping toward Washington? And just so happens we're getting a good Washington team this year. It's it's not an oxymoron, good Washington team, but they got something going here, and Beal is good to go. I am going to take the point. Maybe you want to money line it. Maybe you want to wait, see if it gets back to 1.5. But I like the Wizards here with a pretty sharp move in their favor. Next one for me, I'm going to go Celtics Hawks over. Total open 214. It's bet up to 215.5. Looks like it may get to 216 here. But I like kind of betting some of these Atlanta overs. Atlanta on the year in terms of totals, they're only 8-7 to the under. But if you look at their metrics, Atlanta is 6th best offensive efficiency team and 28th in defensive efficiency. So they're good offense, bad defense, and we just so happen to have this line rising, even though it's kind of split ticket count to the total. And we do have one good over ref, Zach Zarba, who's about 54% there to the over. So I'm going to take a shot on that Celtics over, so we can get some points and go over. I got over 215.5, so now it's over 216. I would still play it there. Let's see if we can get some points scored there. Rockets and OKC, another overplay for me. 2 bad teams. Hopefully they just keep scoring. 1-13 Houston, 5-8 OKC. But what jumped out to me is this total open 211.5. It's bet up to 213 or even 213.5. Houston is the number 1 team in terms of pace this year. I know they're god awful, but they're quick. They go up and down the court. Fastest team, a lot of possessions. OKC, believe it or not, is 9th fastest team. And both these teams are bottom 15 in terms of defensive efficiency. So we got fast pace, we got bad defense, we got a line on the rise, and we also have at least a couple good over refs there. CJ Washington's pretty good, 53% to the over. But let's see if we can get an overplay here from 2 bad teams. Let's go over 213.5. One team that's been treating me very well, that I can't seem to quit here, and I'll do it again tonight, Chicago Bulls. Give me the Chicago Bulls plus 1.5. What jumped out to me here, guys, in this one was the line opening at a lot of these books. Portland favored by 2.5, or even I saw an opener of 3 even. Maybe 2 was more like it, 2.5. But we've seen this line get down to 1.5. And this is kind of a tightrope walk here because one thing that we noticed, you have both Damian Lillard and Norman Powell questionable for this game. So if they're in, this 1.5 is probably going to go up to, 3.5. If they're out, this is probably maybe going to get down to a pick'em or flip to Bulls -1. So I'm going to take the 1.5 right now. Again, if Lillard and Powell play, this thing might tick up. So if you want to wait it out, I totally get it. But on the off chance they're out, and you can get a 1.5 now, and if you wait, you're going to have to lay a couple points. That could be, one way to approach it. So again, it's up to you how you guys want to play this. But the other thing I like is 3 road refs. And by far the most notorious road ref of all, Scotty Foster, who made those 10-second phone calls to Tim Donaghy. I wonder what they talked about. Hey Scott, this is Tim. I'm gonna swing by McDonald's before the game. Would you like a double cheeseburger or a large fry? No, I think they were saying, let's call some fouls. I got money on the over tonight. So who knows? Again, there's a great podcast, The Whistleblower, if you want to get into that stuff. But I always got to mention my buddy Scott Foster. Somehow, even though he made all these calls to Donaghy, he didn't lose his job, and he gets all these reffing assignments. So I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, Scott, hopefully you do your job and stay true to your favoritism of road teams. Scott Foster is 54% historically to road teams. Natalie Sago and Musa Daher are both road refs as well. All 3 road refs between 53 and 56% to those road teams. So I'm going to take the Bulls plus 1.5. And again, if you want to wait, maybe you get a better number. But if you wait and maybe Lillard is out or one of these guys are out, Powell, then it's probably going to dip. Either way, I'm going Bulls plus 1.5 here. So those are my plays tonight. We got Washington. Let's see, the Wizards getting 1. Maybe you can wait and get a 1.5 there. My Celtics over 216 now. OKC over 213, 213.5. Chicago getting 1.5. And the buy low. Dear God, please don't have a 19-17 first quarter. You always got to love that. Don't you love it when you're on an over and they score no points in the first quarter? It's like, oh, nice. I'm walking myself through the torture chamber once again. But let's go over their Pacers. Those are my plays in the NBA. So, college basketball. There are a couple things in college hoops. So, I love college hoops. It's one of my favorite things to sweat. But with college hoops, we're not getting the results we want yet. It's a grind. And really, these totals have been erratic. Some of them are deadbeat unders. So 135 down to 132. It lands on 126. And we see this from a mile away. But there are also some of these totals like 135 down to 132. And then it's a 78-72 game. Like, it flies over. So I think you got to just kind of stick with it and keep grinding with it. But I think, I want to jive with the punches. I don't want to stubbornly just stick with something. I know in the long run over the course of the season, like if you talk to me by March, these unders are going to, I think, cash at a higher rate. But I don't want to stubbornly stick with something and ignore something that maybe if we just kind of, zig instead of zag, we can maybe, stack some units here. So what I'm getting at here, guys, is, to start the year, I would say 90% of my plays were totals. I have a lot of good under systems to start a new season that I really lean on. But with that being said, I want to incorporate some more spreads and really in particular some more money lines. So the theme of the day today, guys, I still got some more totals for you. The theme of the day for me is some of these dog to fave line moves. Flipping, hopping the fence, especially in these, Vegas ID, 6-digit, extra added game, extra game line moves that are meaningful. That's really, really important. So that's kind of my angle today. I think you're going to hear a few more dog to fave sharp line moves with sides with not as many totals. So first one for me, I'm going to go ooey pooey. I'm going IUPUI under 133. With this one here, my guy Greg Hoops Peterson has it as a 129. But IUPUI is 4-0 to the under. And this total with IUPUI, it actually opened 134.5. It got down at one point, I think, to like 132. You can now get a under 133. But that is a low bet game with some consistent movement to the under. So I'm going to take a shot on that under IUPUI, under 133 in that one. Now we get into a string of a bunch of pretty sharp money lines here. Number 1, Merrimack. Give me Merrimack. Add a game, extra game. So it's always meaningful to me in an added game, extra game with line movement because the public doesn't even know how to find Merrimack Army. Game 306-741, 306-742. A lot of public doesn't even know that on your in your sportsbook app or on your computer, you got to find an extra tab that says add a game, extra game, or search the game. So with that much work involved, if people are hitting this game early in the morning when the public can't even find it, it tells me it's wise guys hitting these games. So my first play, guys, or I guess my first money line tonight, Merrimack on the money line. Merrimack open getting a point, and now they've flipped to -1.5. So if you go money line here with Merrimack, you're looking at around -120, -125. But again, a lowly game that no one knows about, yet we've seen a dog to fave line move. Ken Pom has them losing by 1, but Greg Coops Peterson has Merrimack favored by 3, and Ken Pom has Merrimack ranked 200 in the country, Army 245. So my play there is Merrimack on the money line, going with that sharp line move there. Next one for me, same exact thing, Drexel. Give me Drexel. Drexel is at St. Joe's. Drexel open getting 2, and now the line is flipped to Drexel -1. So another dog to fave line move. Ken Pom has Drexel ranked 181 in the country, St. John's 212. So that is a money line play for me going with this sharp move toward Drexel. Give me Drexel money line. Pretty much the same thing as that Merrimack game. You're laying 115, maybe a little less juice in that one. Next one for me. This is your top contrarian play of the night. If you want to put on the hazmat suit hasn't really been dusted off for college basketball yet. But here's your hazmat play of the night. Butler. The Butler, what are they? Butler Bulldogs, I think. They're not the Bears. Butler, my former, our old coach there, who's now the president of basketball ops, Brad Stevens, Gordon Hayward, the whole crew. But Butler getting 3 tonight. Number 1, This is the most lopsided play of the night. Almost 90% of tickets are on Michigan State laying the points. But Michigan State, guys, they open laying 2.5. They're up to 3, but there's some juice. Like, it may go back to 2.5. This isn't a huge lopsided play with a big move in their favor. You're kind of line freeze-ish or kind of reverse line move-ish with the juice here. So, again, it's not flying up Michigan State 2.5. Now they're -5. It's 2.5, 3, and even those 3s are juiced up back toward Butler. So what I like about this one, not only is it your number one contrarian play of the night, you're getting a +3 with Butler, but also Ken Pom has Butler losing by 1 point. So I'm gonna make that play. Give me Butler +3 tonight. Another dog to fave line move, Oakland. Give me Oakland on the money line at home against Toledo. Very low bet game, but guess what, guys? Oakland opened getting a 1.5, +1.5. They're now -2. Ken Pom has them losing by 1, so it's not a great Ken Pom edge, but I'm going to go money line here with Oakland. Dog to fave line move. Again, told you that's the theme of the day for me. -135 with Oakland to get it done at home. Here's an overplay. I'm going to take a shot on the Marist in Princeton over. Kind of a really low bet game. That total opened 128. It's bet up to 129.5. So a lot of these kind of smaller conference games, typically you see these lower scoring games, but not this one. It looks like pros, as soon as this thing dropped, said, hey, we got a higher number than this one. Maybe it's like Ken Pom. He's got a 130 final score. So if you can find a 129.5 still, I got down on Marist over 129.5 here. Next one, Binghamton. Another money line play for me. Binghamton at Columbia. This is an added game, extra game, so these moves are meaningful. But Binghamton opened as a 1-point favorite on the road. They're up to -2.5. So low bet game with a meaningful line move. Binghamton on the money line now, shop around like -135, -140. But Binghamton here with a move, and Ken Pom has Binghamton winning by 1. He's also got him ranked 308 versus Columbia 341. So with the sharp line move in a low bet game, Ken Pom's got him by 1. That's why I don't want to lay a 2.5. That's why I'm going to pay a little more juice to just win the damn game, Binghamton. Next one, Ryder. Ryder against Bucknell. Same exact thing. Ryder open getting 1.5. They're now laying 2 on the road. So an added game, extra game, a sharp line move toward Ryder. Ken Pom's got him winning by 1. And Ken Pom has Ryder ranked 256 in the country and Bucknell 303. So give me Ryder here, laying around a -140 on the money line. Next one, Wagner. Now this is a different approach. I'm going to buy low on Wagner as a deflated spot here. So it's an added game, extra game. It did move to St. Peter's a little bit. Wagner opened laying 4. They're now laying 3 or 2.5. So there is some movement to St. Peter's. But I would give some credit to both Ken Pom and Greg Hoops Peterson because they both have Wagner favored pretty good here. Ken Pom's got him favored by 5. I forget what Greg has, maybe 3 or 4. But Ken Pom's got Wagner by 5, and now they're down to 3 or 2.5. My play here is buy low on a deflated money line. So my play here is money line Wagner, around -145. Again, Ken Pom's got him winning by 5. And also, if you look at kind of these teams, the way they've trended so far, Wagner's off to a good start. 2-0, 2-0 ATS. St. Peter's is 0-2. So I'll take some mojo here at home on a deflated number with Wagner. Win the damn game, Wagner. NC State and Oklahoma State. This is another money line play for me. I don't love laying the points here. Ken Pom only has Oklahoma State winning by 2, but he does have them ranked 42nd versus 64 for NC State. But I like NC State to win this game. And what I'm going to do, guys, they open -3. They've been bet up to 3.5. They may go to 4. I moneylined Oklahoma State. Win the damn game. I don't want to have a last-second free throw or three-pointer, have NC State, lose by 1 and cover that number. I laid a -170 with Oklahoma State. I think they get it done here. I just don't like laying those points, but that's a money line play, -170. I got to give you a couple totals here. Again, even though they've been brutal to sweat. But Kansas State and Omaha, this is a blueprint play for me. Kansas State favored by 17.5, big spread under. Total open 135. It's down to 133. I took that K-State under 133. That would be a under that falls with a big spread, 61% this year. Non-conference unders that fall 55% this year. And K-State, historically, a very, very slow-paced team. So let's see if we can get that K-State under 133. Next one for me, Texas Southern. Add a game, extra game, meaningful move. Texas Southern is going to Air Force. They open a 2-point favorite on the road. They're up to -2.5 or -3. Ken Pom's only got them winning by 1. But I'm going to money line Texas Southern for that reason. So on the money line now, Texas Southern, you can find them around like minus 150, I think minus 155, something like that. But this is kind of fishy to me because Texas Southern is 0-3, but they're 3-0 ATS. Air Force is 1-1, but they're 2-0 ATS. So if Texas Southern is 0-3 and you have a 1-1 Air Force team at home, then why is Texas Southern opening as a favorite and becoming more of a favorite? Tells me Wise guys have a good edge on Texas Southern here. They are ranked higher for Ken Pom. He's got them winning by 1, ranked 229 versus 291 for Air Force. So give me Texas Southern on the money line. And then Maureen Chase. I haven't heard from you. Maureen Chase, are you okay? Maureen Chase, if you're there, if you're listening, I hope you are because you're a dedicated grinder like me. Guess what, Maureen Chase? Sound that alarm. Woo, 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 woo. We have our first, maybe there was one, I missed it, but I think this is our first Ken Pom sound the alarm. Ken Pom has a team winning, and we can get them as a dog getting points. Sharp play here. So Utah State, Long Beach State. Ken Pom has, and Greg Hoops Peterson, I like that they're exactly the same here. I know Greg, he doesn't like set his numbers based on what Ken Pom does. He has his own numbers. So when they're exactly the same, that's meaningful to me. Ken Pom and Greg Hoops Peterson both have Utah Valley winning by 2. And guess what? This game opened at a pick'em. It's now up to Long Beach minus 3. If you wait out, you may get a 3.5. Now, I will fully admit there's some respected money coming in on Long Beach State here. But this is the kind of play that I call a value play. I called it sharp a minute ago. I don't know if it's sharp. Maybe it's sharp from us that we discovered this. But to me, it's a value play. Again, Ken Pom has Utah Valley winning by 2. And in terms of the odds, they're a 3-point dog. So I'm taking the 3 points here with Utah Valley. They're ranked 206 versus Long Beach 289. And the difference here is defense. Long Beach State is giving up 95 points a game. Utah Valley is giving up 66 points a game. Now, Long Beach is better offensively. They're scoring like 87. Utah Valley scoring 75. But I think that defense is really going to be the added edge here, hopefully, for Utah Valley. So sound that alarm. Woo, woo. Again, this is what we call sound the alarm. It's not a White Sox against a lefty day, if my buddy Darush is listening out there. But this would be a Ken Pom as a team winning, and yet the odds makers have them as a dog getting points. Give me Utah Valley plus 3, baby. And then the last one of the night for me, San Diego. Late night game. Give me San Diego on the money line. They're at home against UC Riverside. They open at minus 2. It's a low bet late night game that hasn't gotten a lot of action. Yet, we've seen San Diego move from minus 2 up to minus 3. Looks like they may even go to 3.5. Ken Pom has them winning by 2. I'm going to money line San Diego there, minus 160. That's the number I got. So hopefully finish up the night strong with San Diego, where the fiance's from. Hopefully she gives us some good mojo here tonight. So those are our plays for tonight, guys. Again, the theme for me is maybe leaning on some more sides and hopefully taking advantage of some discrepancy plays here and hopefully going money line again. And if you want to lay the points, I get it. A lot of times I have a team minus 3. I money line them at, minus 150 or something, or minus 145, and they win by 9. And I say, why didn't I just take the regular points or lay the regular points? That's a decision you have to make as a bettor. I am willing to pay a little more juice if I can just say, hey, win the damn game. It's just a personal preference, but you got to be comfortable with whatever you decide. But anyway, guys, I told you I had one bet that I put in today because I think the line's going to get worse. My one bet, the New York Giants. The G-Men! Let's go G-Men. This is a Monday night game. It's a while here. This is not too far away, only a few days away here. But I don't hear anyone talking about the G-Men, and I think the G-Men are in a really good spot to cover this number against Tom Brady. So what I like about this one, guys, line opened. A lot of these books were like minus 12.5, Brady at home. Line's down to 11. I had a square book hanging in 11.5. If you can find it, I got 11.5 at minus 120. But I took the Giants at plus 11.5. You may even, if you can find 11, I'd play the 11. But my angle here, a couple things. Number one, you have a dog off a bye. So, again, we know favorites are better off a bye, but you do have an added rest opportunity here with the G-Men. And the G-Men, if you believe it, it's kind of crazy, but they've won, I think, 2 of their last 3. They and both were pretty sharp, Carolina and Vegas. I don't know what it is. I bet the G-Men a lot this year. I just feel like they're kind of always undervalued. They may not win every time, but they cover quite a few numbers. They're 5-4 ATS, I guess, but they're 3-6 straight up. Anyway, rest advantage for the G-Men. And you also have a Monday Night Football double-digit dogs. Monday Night Football double-digit dogs the last decade, 17-4 ATS, 81%. We also have Conference Dog 61% ATS this year, Road Dog 63% ATS this year, and Prime Time Dogs 21-9 against the spread 70%. So I took the 11.5. You may have an 11 there. I just think the closer we get to Monday, this line's going to drop even more. Would mention Craig Ralstad is a good road ref. He's 59% ATS to the road team. And we know Brady, I don't have the number in front of me. I got to find it. But I think Brady is, I want to say like 0-12, his last 12 primetime games ATS. Something crazy like that. And I think the G-men should get Saquon Barkley back. And after a bye, you may get some of these injured guys back. Andrew Thomas, Evan Engram, Saquon, Galladay, Sterling Shepard. We'll see. I'm sure some of these guys will still be out. Now, on the flip side, Tampa Bay could get Antonio Brown and Gronk back. But I'm going to go G-men. I got G-men plus 11.5. And I think if you get it sooner rather than later, hopefully you'll beat that closing line. But there you have it, guys. Another day, another dollar. Reminder, if you enjoy the pod, if it's helped you, cash some windy unders or, find a good angle in hockey, or I know we're, it's one step forward, two steps back in college hoops here, but I think we might be turning the page here, hopefully focusing on maybe some more sides. Maybe I was leaning too much on totals. That was my concern, I guess. But anyway, if the pod's helped you think through betting, giving you confidence, hopefully you've beaten some closing numbers. Now maybe you're flat betting instead of parlaying. Maybe you have a disciplined bankroll management plan now. Maybe you have a more of a contrarian angle, and you can put on that hazmat suit like it's no big deal instead of talking yourself out of a play because of your personal bias. Whatever it may be, if the pod has helped you in any way, and we got the holidays coming up here, guys, if you want to get a stocking stuffer for somebody in your life, don't give it to someone in Massachusetts because they're going to have to wait another year. But buy my book. It's called The Everything Guide to Sports Betting. It's got everything I've learned in the industry working here, evolving slowly over time, becoming a data-driven contrarian bettor, grinding a long-term approach, the ups and downs, but just sticking with it. I think that's key. But again, if you want to pick up a copy of my book, The Everything Guide to Sports Betting, it'll mean a lot to me. Just go to Amazon.com, type it in, pick one up for you or for a friend if you already have. Thank you, and thank you again. With that being said, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, the beautiful Stadium Swim, Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays with the crew at Circa, or the good old South Point where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found. Wherever it may be, you're going to walk up to me. You're going to show me a couple nice tickets in college football. How about Emu, windy under 66? How about Toledo, cashing by the skin of your teeth, over 57.5? How about a good hockey night? The Rangers, the Florida Panthers, Dallas, Carolina, whatever it may be, guys. First one on me, next one on you. We're going to post about the book, Sweat Sharp Contrarian plays all night. I wish you the best of luck. My parting words, as always, stay sharp, stay contrarian, bet against the public, place yourself on the side of the house. Always be with the smart money, never against it. Will smart money win every time? Nope. No such thing as lock or guarantee. But if we consistently find that sweet spot against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, no parlays, beat the closing line, just keep thinking about that San Francisco 49ers game. Those are the spots we want to get down on. If we play them long term, we're gonna profit long term. So just keep grinding, keep sticking with it, guys. Keep knocking at the door. Let's bust through today. Big Wednesday here. So that about does it, guys. And I think Dickie wanted to say something. Yeah, Josh, just wanted to say I really like those Dr. Fave line moves today, baby. Hopefully these plays come through for you, baby. Good luck today. Appreciate it, Dickie. Wish you guys all the best of luck. Have a great Wednesday. See you at the window. And of course, keep grinding and don't forget to tip your ticket writer. Have a great day, everyone. Good luck.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.